أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So we'll do a review for the final exam a little bit, and then we'll have the quiz inshallah. We have in each chapter the 4 chapters that are included in the final exam, chapters 12, 13, 14 and 16. We have in each chapter 2 different sides that we study. One is the focus on the client side, and the other one is the focus on the auditor side. So when you study each chapter, know distinctly the difference between among the 4 chapters in regards to the objective of the business process. So inventory process, cash disbursement process, know what is the main objective. And then the accounts affected in each one of these business processes, and then the tasks performed, the documents and the records used distinctly in each process, so that you're not confused that the property, plant and equipment lead schedule, what does it look like, what is the purpose of it, etc., etc. And then the segregation of duties in each chapter. And any one of these documents, right, you will find an example of it in the book. We have discussed it in class, and you can also look it up online. Look up any of these documents if you have confusion or you want to look at another example. Hundreds of examples are available, so you can look at them. The segregation of duties among the different departments in each process, okay, and then the management assertions tested in the business process. So the management assertions, not tested, but the management assertions the client is supposed to ensure, right? We test those management assertions when we do the auditing. So this is on the client side. When we come to do the audit, we start with the inherent risk. The inherent risk assessment, the inherent risk that is applicable to each business process. What are those, right? Know them distinctly. Which is more risky, which is less risky, etc., etc. And then the test of controls. Which controls do we test? Which management assertions do we test for controls? Which are more important? Which are not that important? We discussed, them. And which controls are tested in other business processes? For example, the prepaid. While we discussed this in chapter 14, I'm sorry, but we test this when we do the purchasing process. So make sure you know about these test of controls, where they are done and which assertions are tested. And then the substantive analytical procedures, which items are checked for reasonableness in each business process. Okay. And then the last one is the substantive procedure, which is the main audit, which is we discussed this in detail. Okay, so make sure you study it properly, and if you have any questions, you can ask me. Your exam is on the 25th of April, right, at 8 a.m. So you have 10 days to study. Make sure you study properly. The exam is 35% of the grade, and it has 4 chapters, 12, 13, 14, and 16, right? And there's a question here that says the whole chapter 14 is within the purchasing cycle. We cannot say yes to that question, because only the purchasing of certain items are in the purchasing process. Remember, we check balances in chapter 14. We check balances, we check physical count of the assets. So that is not done in the purchasing cycle. Only the purchase is done in the purchasing cycle, right? Making sure that they exist, making sure that the ownership belongs to the client. All of that is not in chapter 11. All of that is not in the purchasing cycle. Okay? Not all transactions, right? The sale of an asset is not in the purchasing cycle. Okay? So don't ask a blanket question, right? Take each situation separately, go back to the lectures, right? If you're confused, go back to the lectures. They're short lectures. You can go back to them. Okay. Everything and nothing and always, these are things that do not apply in most cases in life, right? There is not everything and there is not all and there is not nothing. There is always exception. So remember, whenever you hear a statement that everything or nothing or always or never, those statements are usually not true. Okay, very few things are true like that in life. For example, the sun always rises in the east, it always sets in the west. Okay, but not few, very few sentences you can say like that and it would be true in life. Are you following? So remember that when you form statements, right? When you form statements in life, not just in auditing, but anything, whenever you say something, remember, if you're saying something that never or always or everything or nothing or every time, these statements, make sure, be careful, because they are probably not true. The statement that you're about to make is probably not true. Okay? Is that clear? This is very important. Okay? Another thing I would like to share with you is owning your statement. When you make a statement as a professional, as an executive, as a professional, as an individual who's mature and has wisdom, hikmah, whenever you make a statement, make sure you own the statement, right? Make sure you own the statement. So, for example, instead of saying something like, you are not paying attention, right? Instead of saying something like, you are not paying attention or you are not working hard, own the statement by saying, I perceive or I feel or it appears to me or I am getting a feeling that you're not understanding or you're not working hard or you're not uh, paying attention, right? Put it on yourself. That person may be paying attention, you may be misunderstanding. So put it on yourself. Say, this is what I understand. I am feeling, or I understand that this is the case. Your understanding may be wrong. So you're not saying that this is true, you're saying this is what you understand. This is called owning your statement. You follow? Make sure you own your statement. You don't state the statement as a fact, right? Does it make sense? Do you follow? Do you follow? Right? Can you make a statement like that? Can you give me an example of a statement like that? This course is really beneficial for career, right? This is a factual statement, right? This is not a statement that you own. If you put I believe in front of this statement, this is a statement that you own, because this is a fact. What you stated is a factual statement. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But if you want to say something that you own, right, you have to say I believe or I perceive or it seems to me or it appears to me, right? It appears to be, right? That way you don't state the statement as if it is an ultimate truth. It is the truth to you. So this is how life is, right? This is how life is, right? That is a good belief to have, Muhammad Nasser. I believe that I can get an A in this course, inshallah. Okay, very good. So the exam has 15 multiple choice questions, 10 true false questions, one matching with 6 items, and 2 short questions, scenario based, similar to the midterm, where you have to identify whether it's a test of control or test of details or substantive analytical procedure or which management assertion is tested, etc., etc. Right? so that your understanding is tested, not memory. Okay. The exam is on the 25th of April at 8 a.m. in D204. Okay. Do you have any questions for me? Listen, boys, I would like to thank you for being in this course. It was my pleasure to have every single one of you, and I look forward to seeing you again on the 25th of April, inshallah. If you haven't completed the simulation survey, please complete it. Let me see who has not completed the simulation survey. I can see that. So Khalid is not here. Khalid did not complete. And Mu'tasim did not complete the simulation survey. Mu'tasim, I need you to complete the simulation survey. Okay? And also Ahmed Shaimi is not here. So listen, thank you so much. I appreciate your kind words. Also the course evaluation, if you haven't completed, right? I cannot see that, but you are only 11 people in this class, so 11 students, everybody completing is still a small number, and half of you missing out, right? 5 students completing the survey. Course evaluation does not give me any data, so please complete the course evaluation if you haven't done so. Take 5 minutes and complete and give me some comments. Okay? All right. As you study, if you have any questions, you can email me, right, inshallah, and I will be at your service. If there is anything that I can do, anything you need me for, absolutely anything, and I don't want to limit, and I don't want to say also what my former students have approached me for, and what Allah has allowed me to support them with, alhamdulillah. So if you need anything, absolutely anything, my children, you're just like my children, and your success is very important for me. And all your, not just career success, but your success as a human being, whatever your priority is, success matters to me. So please, if there is anything you need from me, I'm just an email away. Okay? All right. Jazakumullahu khairan. The quiz password is 2025, and I will see you on April 25th, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.